Most people underestimate the strategic advantage of being unknown. When no one knows who you are, you operate without reputational debt. No expectations, no scrutiny, no downside risk. Everything you do has asymmetric upside. Today, I want to walk you through why anonymity is one of the most valuable assets you'll ever have, and why people waste it because they misunderstand the stage of the game they are in. Let's start with a baseline principle. Your biggest leverage early in the game is the ability to make mistakes without consequence. When you are unknown, your failures don't cost you reputation. When you are unknown, your iterations go unnoticed. When you are unknown, your experiments have no social penalty. This is strategic freedom. Most people think attention is the prerequisite to success. It's not. Competence is. Attention before competence is a liability. Attention after competence is an accelerant, which means the best thing that can happen to you early on is nothing happening. No one watching, no one caring, no one expecting, because that period is where you build the skills you are eventually known for. Let's break this into clear frameworks. All right? Framework 1, the reputation risk curve. There are 2 phases of reputation. Phase 1 is zero reputation. This is the most undervalued phase. You can reinvent yourself at any time. You can try 10 different things in 1 year. You can pivot without announcement. You can ask stupid questions. You can fail publicly without actually being public. Phase 2, established reputation. This is where every move has a cost. Your audience expects a certain behavior. Your customers expect consistency. Your competitors watch your innovations. Your haters track your mistakes. Ironically, people spend all their energy trying to escape phase 1 as fast as possible, when phase 1 is where you actually build the skills needed to survive phase 2. Let me make it more practical. If you mess up when no one knows you, nothing happens. If you mess up when everyone knows you, everything happens. Therefore, anonymity equals freedom to improve without penalty. Here's framework 2. Asymmetric skill acquisition. Yeah, that's a big one. That's a mouthful. Skills compound. Reputation amplifies. But amplification without skill leads to collapse. Most people want amplification first. That's backwards. Here's the sequence that actually works. 1, acquire skills in private. 2, test skills repeatedly with no penalty. 3, build competence through volume. 4, become good. 5, then let the world find out. Unknown people have unlimited attempts. Known people have restricted attempts. Unlimited attempts equals unfair advantage. I'll say something unpopular. You don't deserve attention until you are competent. And the best time to become competent is when no one is watching. Framework number 3, invisible iteration. The most valuable asset in growth is the ability to iterate quickly and quietly. When you are unknown, you can publish bad work. You can launch bad products. You can create content that's inconsistent. You can start a business and shut it down. You can switch directions. None of it follows you. None of it sticks to your reputation. None of it becomes a meme. This is iteration without consequence. The reason most people never become great is because they fear judgment while they are still average. Being unknown removes that fear entirely. You're not being judged because you are not being watched. That is a luxury. Most people are watching you. The penalty for iteration increases once those people are watching you. You can't pivot without commentary. You can't experiment without criticism. You can't fail small without people magnifying it. Unknown is iterate. Freely is improve. Rapidly. Known is iterate. Carefully improve slowly. This is why starting small is an advantage, not a disadvantage. Framework number 4. Downside versus upside exposure. Think about risk exposure. If you are unknown and you try something bold, what happens if it fails? Ding, nothing. If you are known and you try something bold, what happens if it fails? Your brand takes a hit, your business loses trust, your reputation weakens. This is inverted risk. Unknown people have zero downside and unlimited upside. Known people have increasing downside and a capped upside. This is why the anonymity phase is where you should take the biggest risks of your life. Try everything, launch everything, test every skill, every business idea, every path. You are trying to discover what you are good at, not present what you are good at. There's a difference. Framework 5. Identity flexibility. When no one knows you, your identity is fluid. You can change direction without friction. If you are known as the fitness guy and you want to pivot to real estate, that's a reputational tax. And if you are known as the finance girl and you want to pivot to personal development, that's a tax. If you are known for anything, pivoting requires burning the identity people have associated with you. When you are unknown, you are not burning anything because nothing exists yet. This is freedom of identity. You are doing things to see what sticks and what you enjoy. This is the time where you should be figuring out who you want to become before the world tries to decide that for you. Framework 6. Skill destiny. Most people want recognition, but recognition only benefits you if you have something worth recognizing. Unknown years are skill density years. These are the years where you compound knowledge at a high rate because you have focus and privacy. Once you are visible, your time splits. Reputation maintenance, expectations, performance, pressure, brand management, content demands, public responsibility, criticism handling, customer support, team leadership, all of those things dilute your skill acquisition bandwidth. Unknown years are pure bandwidth. They are the most concentrated learning phase you'll ever have. If you waste these years scrolling, comparing, or wanting attention, you burn the most fertile period of your development. Framework 7. Control versus exposure. Growth requires control. There's no doubt about it. Attention removes control. When no one knows who you are, you control the pace of learning, the pace of improving. The pace of experimenting, the pace of failing, the pace of iteration. Once people know you, you lose pace control. You are forced into demand cycles. Your audience expects consistency. Your customers expect reliability. Your brand requires maintenance. You are now reacting, not purely growing. This is why the anonymity window is so precious. It's a window of time where you can build without external pacing. Framework 8, volume before visibility. This one's huge. The biggest mistake people make is wanting visibility before they've put in the volume. Volume creates mastery. Visibility requires mastery, and visibility is where you build the volume. Write thousands of words, film hundreds of videos just like this, just like me. Study for thousands of hours. Build dozens of projects. Sell a small number of clients. Fail repeatedly. Learn aggressively. Iterate relentlessly. Then when visibility comes, you can handle it because you've done the reps. Framework 9. Playing different games. Known people play a defensive game. Unknown people play an offensive game. Defense protects. Offense grows. You want to delay defense as long as possible. The worst thing you can do early in your life is rush into visibility that forces you into defense. Stay unknown as long as possible so you can stay offensive, experimenting, attacking opportunities, learning fast, and pivoting instantly. Visibility slows your rate of transformation. Anonymity accelerates it. Framework 10. The hidden cost of attention. Attention is expensive. Here's the real cost people don't see. Attention creates expectations you must fulfill. Expectations create pressure you must sustain. Pressure creates performance anxiety. Anxiety slows iteration. Slower iteration slows competence. Lower competence reduces future upside. So attention, acquired prematurely, lowers your long-term ceiling. This is why the path to becoming someone worth watching is best done when no one is watching. Framework 11. Compound identity. When you are unknown, you are building a base identity, the version of you that is competent enough to take the spotlight without collapsing under its weight. If you skip this step, what happens? The spotlight exposes your gaps. Your flaws become public. Your mistakes become content. Your lack of skill becomes criticism. This shuts people down. Attention magnifies both strengths and weaknesses. Don't forget that. You want to enter the spotlight with strengths that overshadow the weaknesses. Framework 12. Secret mastery. Every person who becomes exceptional has a period of unseen mastery. Years and years where they were nobody. Years where no one cared. Years where they were learning, messing up, repeating, improving, and never quitting. If you remove those years, they wouldn't become exceptional. They would become overwhelmed. No one becomes great publicly. They become great privately. The public part is the reveal. The private part is the development. Framework 13. The optimal use of anonymity. If you embrace being unknown, you get 3 rare things. 1, unlimited experimentation. You can try 100 things and keep the one that works. 2, accelerated competence. Skills improve faster without the pressure. 3, identity freedom. You can pivot quickly until you find the right fit. This combination is only available when you have no eyes on you. You can watch other YouTubers. If you go back, you can see them do different things throughout their career as they finally hit it big. Framework 14, the optimal strategy. So here's the strategy. When no one knows you, take shots, test ideas, build skills, fail often, improve aggressively, study deeply, iterate fast, make the decisions without fear, act without hesitating, break things, start things, end things, try again, never quit, keep going. Once people know you, systemize, optimize, scale, repeat proven behaviors, operate with stability, protect your reputation, reduce downside. Again, unknown equals growth phase. Known equals optimization phase. You should not optimize before you grow. You should not scale before you master. You should not publicize before you perform. Framework 15, the reveal. The reason being unknown is your biggest advantage is simple. It allows you to become the type of person who deserves to be known. Then, when visibility comes, you aren't overwhelmed. You aren't exposed. You aren't unprepared. You aren't scrambling to catch up. Instead, you look like someone who came out of nowhere, even though you spent years building in silence. This is the truth. People don't rise to opportunity. They rise to their preparation. Anonymity is preparation. Visibility is opportunity. Preparation must come first. We will close with this. If no one knows who you are right now, you are not behind. You are not failing. You are not invisible. You are in the most valuable stage of your life, the stage where you can build without consequence, the stage where you can improve without pressure, the stage where you can transform without resistance. Don't waste it wanting attention. Use it becoming someone worth paying attention to. When the world eventually finds out who you are, make sure they find someone who is absolutely undeniable. Until then, stay focused, stay building, stay unknown, because right now, that anonymity isn't a weakness. I promise you, it's your greatest advantage. Until next time, peace.